Vonthien. I'm from the Inclusion and Accessibility Service. This short video introduces a new process to help sharing information more easily with academic staff about registered students with our service. Students at CQU have the right to access specialist supports to assist their academic progress that are tailored to meet their needs. We encourage students to register with the Inclusion and Accessibility Service if they are living with a disability, illness, injury, medical or mental health condition. Students who are registered carers, pregnant or breastfeeding mothers can also access support. Information provided from a treating health professional and a consultation session with the student helps determine particular needs. Proposed educational adjustments are documented in an accessibility plan which lists responsibilities for action, including the students. Reasonable adjustments can include provisions for exam accommodations, assistive technology, academic study support and recommendations for learning and teaching. The Inclusion and Accessibility Service liaises with other areas of the university to ensure these supports can be put in place consistently and do not give academic advantage over other students. For learning and teaching accommodations, our process includes sharing the draft accessibility plan with the Deputy Dean of Learning and Teaching of the relevant academic school to ensure that the proposed plan is viable and any information regarding programme requirements, residential schools, placements, practicums or professional registration is included appropriately. When the accessibility plan is finalised, it is released to the student, who is then requested to share the document with their course coordinators as early in the term as possible, particularly if adjustments are required for online tests, learning and teaching materials, or discussions are required about meeting course requirements. However, we know that this does not always happen in a timely way, or students are not sharing their plans to ensure educational adjustments are in place for learning and teaching. We're rolling out a new process aimed to help with information sharing to academic staff about students' needs and reasonable adjustments. With permission from the student, the finalised accessibility plan will be uploaded into the Student Handbook and visible to course coordinators and course contacts via the class list. Let's go into the Student Handbook and have a look at some examples. A quick link to accessibility has been added in the staff landing page for academics. An accessibility tab has also been added in the course overview page. Accessibility information is available on the drop-down list from the course class page and is also a link in the course search results. When this link is clicked, a list will appear of all students registered with the Inclusion and Accessibility Service who have given permission to share this information with their academic staff. The accessibility plans can be opened as PDF documents and referred to for individual reasonable adjustments for learning and teaching. A reminder will appear that this is a sensitive document and should not be distributed. Only course contacts have the option to view. Non-teaching staff who can view class lists will have this information blocked. A separate tab for accessibility has also been created in the student detail page. As a course coordinator, we encourage you to check your class list regularly for any updates. Accessibility plans will be version controlled, so it's easy to see if any changes have been made. Be aware of any adjustments required for learning and teaching. This can include online tests, learning materials, flexibility with coursework deadlines, provision during residential schools or other aspects of teaching. Maintain a good understanding of inclusive practice. Be aware that small changes for one student can improve the learning experience for everyone. Feel free to liaise with disability advisors regarding student progress and inclusive practice. We like to hear what's working well or be involved in dialogue where adjustments need to be reviewed. You can support inclusion at CQU by replying to communication from the accessibility email address. Help us understand your course and programme requirements in our work with students. We may contact you to negotiate outcomes for students in complex situations. Please work with us to find some positive outcomes. You can support our work by communicating timeframes appropriately. For example, changes to exam arrangements can normally be made up until about week 8 every term. If you become aware of any students in your class that may need support, please refer them as early as possible in the term so we can support them. Feel free to promote our service in any of your other interactions with students and staff across the university. If you have any further questions about anything raised in this video, or you'd like to discuss a particular student's needs with one of our team, please contact the Inclusion and Accessibility Service in the Student Success Centre. Our direct team email address is accessibility@cqu.edu.au. The phone number for the Student Success Centre is 0749 30 9456, and you can ask to speak to one of the team.